Welcome to The Terrible Take, a mini podcast telling Steelers Nation what's on our mind. I'm Dave Bryan. Have you looked at the Pittsburgh Steelers depth chart lately? If you haven't, allow me to quickly recap it for you. It currently includes the likes of Eric Ebron, Zach Gentry, Kevin Rader, Dax Raymond, and Charles Jones. For all practical purposes, you can probably include newly signed tackle Joe Haeg in that list of players as well, as his specialty is being a tackle-eligible tight end. Of those players, only Ebron and Haeg are locks to make the 2021 roster right now. One can't block worth a damn, and neither have the best hands to boot. In short, the Steelers need another tight end on the roster in the form of either a veteran free agent or a draft pick. Both would be great, but beggars can't be choosy, right? I was unequivocally the first to suggest late last season that former Steelers tight end Jesse James might circle back to the team in 2021 on a cheap deal. While that still could happen in the coming weeks, it hasn't happened yet. The Steelers obviously don't have a lot of salary cap space to work with to sign a veteran tight end, and James might not be wanting to play for the minimum for one season as well. We'll see what ultimately transpires on the veteran tight end free agent scene, but James is the best of the cheaps right now. Trust me. Even if the Steelers wind up signing James or another cheap free agent tight end in the coming weeks, it wouldn't hurt for them to address a position in the draft just as well. The team seems to really like Penn State tight end Pat Freiermuth, and he might be in their plans as a second or third round selection. While I like Freiermuth as well, and do think he will look great in the black and gold, spending a second round selection on him feels a bit too soon from my deep tape study on him. That said, if I'm begging for a tight end to be drafted, I can't be too choosy when it comes to what round, right? If Freiermuth can't be had, perhaps another young tight end can be had in the third round or later. The later the selection, however, the less likely a good all-around tight end can be found. If that's the case, here's to hoping the Steelers draft a late-round tight end that's a better blocker than he is as a pass catcher or route runner. Tommy Tremble, Tony Poljan, and John Bates are just a few that might be available after the third round. In closing, the Steelers just can't afford to go into training camp with the tight end depth chart that they currently have in place, and I'm betting they won't. I hope I'm not wrong, and I hope they address the position with both a free agent such as James and a draft pick as well. Be sure to follow us at SteelersDepot.com and check out episodes of The Terrible Take every weekday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And check out The Terrible Podcast with myself and Alex Kozora every Tuesday and Friday.